Hey there, and welcome to Module 5. We're going to be diving into how to bring those ideal collectors from the world out there into your world in here. We're going to be talking about that in terms of the customer journey. That's a mode of explaining how people go from not knowing who you are or a thing about you to knowing and loving what you do. So let's dive in and then talk about how we can execute that customer journey in order to attract those ideal collectors. So let me share my screen here for a moment and we'll get started with that. So there are people out there in the world, in spite of our great connectivity in the 21st century, who've never heard of you before, have no idea who you are, have no idea what kind of work you do. We term those people unaware. They have no clue that you exist. And we want to move people from being unaware to becoming aware of who you are and what you do, to becoming engaged with you and your work, to then becoming subscribers, and then becoming buyers. So that is an overview, quick overview of just those terms that we use in understanding what the customer journey is. Going from completely unaware of who you are and what you do to becoming aware and eventually becoming a raving fan and a buyer. A phrase that has come to be used a lot is true fan. There has been a whole book written about that, about having and acquiring 1,000 true fans. The idea that if you have 1,000 raving true fans, you can sustain a business. It's not about having an enormous list. It's about having a dedicated list. So what we're going to be talking about in this module is how you go about attracting those ideal collectors and how you go about turning them into your 1,000 true fans. It won't happen in a month. It won't happen in 6 months, but it will happen if you follow the process and you implement the strategy. So let's look at where it begins. The awareness phase is when people find you on social media platforms. So the places where you interact with them, what's called touch points, are places like social media groups, Facebook groups, Pinterest groups, groups on any other social media platform that there is. When you interact with them on profiles, whether they're your business profiles or your personal profiles, when you interact with them in comments and shares on other people's profiles and pages, that's where you interact, your existence intersects with theirs. They become aware of who you are and what you do. They become intrigued. And we're going to talk about how you can create content that attracts them because of complementary lifestyles. That complementary lifestyles is key to creating content that attracts your ideal collector. Now, the way you measure that is through a metric called reach. Reach is how many people have been presented with your info, that piece of content on social media. It's how many people have had it scroll past them in their feed. You can get that metric in the back end of any of your social media platforms, not on your personal profile, but on your business profiles. Once people are aware of who you are, then you can take them to the next level. You want to bring them to your own business page and business profile. You want to engage them. These are active fans who comment, like, and share your content with their friends. So in the previous stage, they may have interacted with you on someone else's profile, someone else's page, and been attracted to what you had to say, to the content that you shared. In the engaged phase, they're moving to your platform, your social media hub. They're moving to your Facebook business page or your Instagram business profile. And there they are engaging on your social media posts. The things that draw them to you are they are looking for something that fits a need in some way, shape, or form. We're going to talk about how to identify that need and how to create content that addresses that need. At this point, they're curious. The things that you say and post on social media intrigue them, create curiosity, and elicit a response. You can measure this within social media, again, in the back end of your social media hub on either Facebook, your business page, or your Instagram profile in the insights. Inside those insights, you can see what the engagement has been on individual posts. Engagement encompasses likes, shares, and comments. Comments are golden. Comments is where the magic begins to happen. Comments are where you begin to create a conversation and build a relationship. Because the kind of marketing that we're talking about here is relationship marketing. It's building a relationship. It's not about pushing content via advertising to a mass number of people. It's about drawing in and attracting your ideal market through content that is in alignment with them. I'm going to talk about alignment a whole lot, all over again. We talked about alignment a lot in Module 1. Alignment's crucial here as well. And I've got some exercises for you that will help you get your content in alignment with your ideal collectors. So you can measure the engagement at this stage. The next stage is subscribed. They've made a micro commitment. They have moved from simply following you on social media to your website and subscribed to your email list. This is where the website's crucial. This is where blogging is crucial. Yes, the blog is still alive, and yes, you need to blog. It is a crucial part of this system that will draw your ideal collectors to you. Don't skip this step. So at your website, they will sign up for your email list. And the reason that they are attracted is that there is that alignment between your lifestyle, what you value, and what they value. At this stage, they're getting quite excited about what you have to offer. It's something that is important to them, and they want to know more. They want to follow you on your journey. You can measure this by the number of unique visits on your website and the number of subscribers that you have. Both numbers are important. It's really, really important, and I can't emphasize it enough here, that you can't rely just on social media. You can't go from the last stage, engaged, and straight over to buying and create a business around that. Social media platforms come and go. Your website, your email list is something you own. You do not own your Facebook page, and you do not own your Instagram business profile. That's why it is crucial that you get them onto your email list. How do you do that? I'm going to show you in another lesson that's coming up very shortly. The last stage here is the stage where people become buyers and collectors. At this stage, they've made a major commitment to you. They have become so subscribed to the ideas that you have and the art that you make that they're willing to exchange money for a piece of your art. At this stage, the touch point is they are purchasing, they're buying online from your online shop. Their motivation is that they're committed to the lifestyle, to the ideas that your art embodies, to the transformation that your art offers. They're eager and enthusiastic. And ideally, they're becoming one of your true fans, which means they will purchase again and again and again. Repeat buyers are the heart of a sustainable business. So the metric that you would use here is the number of purchasers. So it's crucial to remember in each of these categories, at each of these stages, that there are touch points and there are metrics that you can measure on those touch points so that you can actually predict how many buyers you'll have at the end by how many people you're reaching at the beginning. What does that? It's called a conversion rate. So in marketing, as in almost anything else, there is an average conversion rate. That average conversion rate is 2%. Some people do better, some people do a little worse, and it can vary between the stages. But it means that as you go from one stage to another, 2% roughly of the people who become aware of you will move to the engaged stage. 2% of them will become subscribers. 2% of them will become buyers. That's why it is crucial to have as large a reach as possible at that initial awareness phase. That's where social media is our friend, because the algorithms on Facebook and on Instagram, when we feed them the kind of content that they want, which as artists, we are blessed with having lots and lots of the kind of content that those social media platforms want. When we use that effectively, we attract large numbers of people that then can feed into that path, that customer journey towards becoming true fans and buyers. So let's look back at this again and just reiterate what that path is. And then in the following lessons, we're going to talk about how to lead people along that path. But the path is going from being totally unaware to becoming aware of who you are and what you do. Then becoming engaged on your social media platforms, your hub. Then becoming subscribers to your email list and interacting with you on your website. And from there, becoming buyers. That's the basic path, no matter what it is that you're selling when you're using a social media system and an online web platform. So let's dive in to the next stage.